Backstage with the Big Valley Jamboree. It's Mike McGuire here with the very comfortable Johnny Reid. How you doing, bud?
I'm almost as comfortable as you.
I don't think so, man. We're gonna have a pillow fight after the interview here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But welcome back to Alberta.
Thanks, mate. It's nice to be back. Look at that big sky out there. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place, and needless to say, looking forward to this evening.
The Big Valley Jamboree. What was it? 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
I think you were here last, and I remember it was myself and a girl who used to work here. We got to bring you out on stage. And you were that guy, and I remember it vividly. You were the guy that you hit the stage, and it was like all the campsites that are across the street from here just emptied out and came over to the stage and had to check out. And I know you're very modest about it, but not to touch too hard here. But I mean, you look at the record sales, of course, last year with the CCMA recognition and things like that. I mean, obviously people are kind of catching what's going on now, and now you're right up there with Josh Turner tonight. As one of the headliners here, yeah. So.
Well, you know, Mike, it's been quite a journey. There's no any doubt about that. It's been incredible and incredibly humbling along the way as well. Being able to come back to the Big Valley Jamboree. You're right. It was 4 years ago actually that I came here. It was a Sunday morning. They put me on stage, and when the set started, I was in front of a bunch of hundreds of white chairs, and by the time the set ended, the chairs were full. So, you know, I've been able to build a career on being myself and remaining true to myself, and I think people recognise that. You know, I think, well, in fact, I know they recognise that because they've shown me a wealth of support by getting out there and buying my records and showing up to concerts across the country. So I feel very, very, very gracious about the whole experience, and hopefully I'll be able to do this for years to come.
If my math was right, and forgive me if it's not, 8 nominations this year? Yeah, between you and your band and your organization?
Yeah, it's about 8. Yeah, I mean, you know, again, unbelievable. It's an incredible amount of validation. You know, you can imagine, you know, your mum and dad coming in and saying, right, we're moving to Canada because we want to give you and your brother a better life and better chance of opportunity. And then to be able to look at my mum and dad 20 years later, and they're standing reading the front cover of a newspaper, and there we are with a bunch of nominations. It's an immense amount of validation for them, and a great feeling for me as a son to be able to give them that validation that the decision they made all the years ago was a good one.
You've been staying busy as you always do. Every year just seems to become I don't like to use the word machine, but it just becomes a bigger an effort, I think, for you to get out there and try and see as many people and places as you can. Where have you been since we last saw you?
Well, we've been we did a wee tour of some of the southern states. We went over to Europe for a few weeks, and we finished the Dance With Me tour across Canada, obviously. Just finished recording a Christmas record, which is coming out in November. We've got a live DVD, live at the Jubilee, hopefully coming out next March at this point. And, you know, Mike, it's funny, the harder I work, the luckier I become. So I'm just going to keep working hard.
You kind of answered the next question I was going to have, because we were getting phone calls all the time, and I know that when it first happened, there was some excitement, and you guys were going to try and get out as fast as you could, and so now you just forecast maybe next March for us here, and I'm assuming that it's just to make sure everything's right.
Well, you know, it's not even that. It's actually done. The DVD was recorded live, so the DVD's actually finished. It's ready. But the problem is
it in that DVD player right there?
No, it's not. Oh. It's not. Yeah, it's actually done. It's done in high definition. It's recorded and mixed in 5.1 surround. I mean, it's going to be incredible. But needless to say, there's a lot of other things that come into play. For instance, record labels, release schedules. You know, a lot of things that are out of my control. So I think what the big push is going to be. Dance With Me was released March 10th, 2009, and the last that I heard is that the big push was, you know, Dance With Me comes out March 10th, 2009. A year later, after a platinum record, here comes Dance With Me, the tour. Johnny Reid live at the Jubilee, released the same date as the record was released the year before. So I think that's.
If you're gonna base it being on platinum record sales, though, man, I mean, just wait like 3 weeks and put out a DVD. The way you're going, my friend.
Well, you know, I want it to be special. You know, everything we do, we want to make sure it's special, and we want to make sure that we're able to reach as many people as possible and hopefully make a difference in everybody's life on some capacity. So
that's very cool. I can tell you people back home right now in Edmonton are on pins and needles waiting for it to come out. So and thank you again on behalf of everybody that was there for choosing our city to do it in, because it was a pretty cool thing.
I've always said this to you, Mike. I feel a lot of love across Canada, but all you have to do is look at record sales and you can see that there's an immense amount of love in Edmonton, Alberta for my music, and believe me, that love comes all the way back. I love to come here, I love to be here, and I'm looking forward to coming back to Edmonton, hopefully the fall of 2010, and putting on a few shows.
You guys catch that? You good? All right.
That was a hint. That was a hint.
I just like the fact that you actually just leaned in for it too. It's like extra emphasis here. Is that how you communicate? Like, when you're trying to really try and get a point across?
No. I usually just look deep into your eyes and tell you exactly what I'm feeling. But I'm
slowly melting on the inside right now.
But I'm going to skip this whole part with you, Mike.
All right, it's been a very awkward day with Johnny Reid, but it's always great to see you, my friend.
It's good, buddy. It's good to see you.
Have fun tonight.
Thank you so much, and a big thank you to your station and all your listeners. I appreciate it.
Well, it's definitely a Big Valley Jamboree to remember here, and this gentleman responsible for some of those memories now. Did you get mad when people say the legendary Glen Campbell? Does that upset you? Or?
No.
No?
Of course not.
Glen Campbell, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm an adulation fan.
No compliment too strong.
Right. I just learned that word about a week ago, and that's why I'm using it so much.
Nice. We got one of those word a day calendars at home, or is that...
God, no, I don't rarely look at a calendar.
Why bother, right?
Yeah, I've been pointed for the last 35, 40 years. So.
Go here, talk to this guy.
That's right.
This kid with the sunglasses wants to talk to you now. Well, welcome back to Alberta.
Thank you, man.
It's great to have you here.
Good place.
Like I just mentioned, I just got off the air and managed to drive in and catch the last bit of your set here. So it's absolutely great. And I know when I go home and tell my family that I got to see Glen Campbell perform live, they're going to be absolutely blown away. So
well, I'm always real happy to come over here, because you can play the whole circuit around. Go to the north or the south. Is that the way it flies, or is it east or the west? Whatever it is. I went up. We went up, stop and come down to here. I did about 7 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, we just stayed down here and do it. My wife was with me. It was a lot of fun, man. And I really enjoyed it. It's a long way between water holes here, ain't it?
Yeah, but we like to go hard and strong when we find one. So, so I guess the question that the fans would have out there, I mean, you had such a distinguished and amazing career. What keeps you on the road? What keeps you going?
I like to play.
Yeah.
I like to play guitar. I like to sing, and I'm going to slow it down a little bit, I think. But it seems like every time I say that, I'm always going to do something.
We had the Kentucky Headhunters here last night, who were for the kickoff party, who have been playing together in some form for 42 years now, and they stole the show. And as far as we got Johnny Reid coming up a little bit later on here tonight, and some other acts coming up. I mean, you came out, you set that bar. At the same time, I mean, are new artists something that you don't mind, working with and meeting and hanging out?
Oh, I love it. Yeah. If they get to where they are, they're usually pretty good players, man. Good players. I met some really good players.
Yeah?
Oh, that kid from Australia. Good God.
Keith Urban.
Keith, yeah.
He plays a little bit of a guitar, right?
Oh, yeah. I did a show with him in Vegas about 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
It was incredible. We got to play. We played everything we could play.
Did you ever walk up to a guy like Keith Urban and go, "Now how'd you do that?" Or are people always going, "Now how did you do that?"
I kid him about it. I said I was playing those. I said I was playing those licks before you were born.
that lick there, I invented that one.
That's right. You stole my lick.
Well, I don't want to take too much of your time here, but Glen Campbell, it's a true honor to meet you, sir.